This is a preview from one of our hair color master classes. This is part 3 of a 4-part series. Look how amazing her hair color is. It's so sophisticated. It's so elevated. This is a shot right after we finish the transition. It's going to be hard to believe that we started with this neon green by Danger Jones. It had faded out by week 4. That's what you see on the left. We used the color eraser to remove it, and then we went in with the bleach to give her a bleach touch-up. And now we're going to tone her hair. In this session, we're going to tone her hair to this absolutely fabulous hair color. Before we get into it, I need you to give us a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and click the bell. I'm going to use the Joico TSB hair color toner, and I'm going to use the same Joico 10 volume developer. I'm going to add to that the B3 Bond Builder, and I'm going to add collagen, the Guy Tang collagen. I processed this toner for a total of 45 minutes. I used 2 batches. I'll go deeper into this as we progress. I saturated her hair first with our Nourishing Lipid Serum. When we go in to bleach the hair, what's entangled with the pigments are our natural lipids, and those are often also eliminated when we use bleach. So I always saturate the hair with the Nourishing Lipid Serum every chance I get throughout this process. The Nourishing Lipid Serum, it provides organic lipids that helps enhances the hair's elasticity and prevents breakage. I'm applying Vaseline around the perimeter to help protect her sensitive skin. And you can see that I have the ear guards on to help protect her sensitive ears from the chemicals in the product. This has been a long day. I started with the color eraser, and then I gave her a bleach touch-up, and now we're going in with the hair color toner application. I'm using a demi-permanent hair color as my toner, and this animation is going to help me explain why. This graphic, it represents our hair strand. You see, we have the cortex layer. That's where the bleach and all of the bond multipliers happen. On the outside, the cuticle layers, that's what you always hear about. Did you know we have many different cuticle layers, an endo, an exo, and an epi? The thicker your hair is, the more cuticle layers you have. The thinner your hair is, the less cuticle layers you have. And you'll need more protection, right? Because the cuticle layers are there to protect the cortex layer. The Joico TSB toner, I mixed it with 10 volume developer. That's not strong enough to get in there into the cortex layer. What it's going to do is those dye molecules are going to attach themselves to the cuticle layers on the outside of the hair. I began this hair color toner application in the nape area first. Why? Because that hair is always virgin hair because we keep it cut tight. So that hair is always darker because it's more natural than the rest of the hair on her head. So that area was really warm compared to the front of her hair that's already been bleached many times. I'm going to try to explain that one more time. Because the hair in the nape is super short, we keep it short because she doesn't want to do anything to her hair. She wants an effortless hairstyle. So we keep the perimeter tight, we keep the perimeter sculpted so she doesn't have to do anything to it. But when it comes to hair color, because of that, we oftentimes have to use 2 hair color formulations, one for the nape and another formulation for the rest of her hair. In this situation, we don't need to do that. We begin in the nape area. I'm going to show you this diagram so that you can understand the different sections as we move through this hair color toner application. So I started in the nape area and I'm working my way up. I'm outlining each section, right, with the hair color formula before I drag it through the ends. And actually, this is going to be a 2-part toner application. I'm going to apply the toner 1/2 to 1 inch out. I'm going to wait 20 minutes and I'm going to mix a fresh bowl of hair color toner and I'm going to apply that from the roots to the end. I'm going to say it one more time. The first pass, the first application, I'm going to apply it 1/2 inch to 1 inch out. I'm going to wait 20 minutes. I'm going to mix a new bowl of hair color toner and I'm going to apply that from the roots all the way through to the ends. And that's how you get a tone on tone, root to tip, solid blonde. Do you understand hair color levels? Like hair color levels, professionally, we refer to them as 1 through 10. 1 being the blackest black and 10 being the blondest blonde. Now, when you get into platinums, then you get into levels 11, which is completely unnatural, 12, and even 13. For this client in this session, she had pre-bleached ends that were already up to a level 10. So what I did is I lifted her new growth to a level 8.5, 9. Now the Joico toner, it has a good amount of kick, so it can lift at least 1 level. And when I combine that with 10 volume and 45 minutes, that's going to give me an additional level of lift. So that's going to take that 8.5, 9 all the way up to a 10. Not only do I add the collagen and the bond builders to the formula, but I also use special tools. Now, I love to use these silicone tipped applicator brushes. Why? Because all throughout this process, what we're doing is we're altering the bonds of the hair. And so the hair is very fragile and easy to break. So my whole intent is to create beautiful hair color and keep the hair healthy. And to do that, I always add the bond protectors, the bond multipliers, the bond builders, and I use silicone tip applicators throughout the bleach and the hair color process. And it makes a difference. Have you ever noticed after a bleaching and toning session that you have a lot of little fine short hairs close to the scalp? Well, that's breakage, and it can often happen from just the friction of the applicator brush. And you want to make sure that you keep your brushes fresh. If you don't use this brush, try to use new brushes. Also, protect your client's ears. It's all about protections. You can buy these ear covers on our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com. I've worked for most of the top professional hair care manufacturers, and I was working for Matrix, and we had come up with some studies, and it showed that professional hairdressers, cosmetologists, they learn visually. Different professions, different categories, different people, they learn different ways. Some people are able to read a book, understand, and then apply it, right? They can read how to do a bleach touch-up in a book and then go and do it. And then there are some learners who they need to visually see it done. And that's why we created Beauty Wellness Hair Care. There are so many new products, so many new technologies that help us to better understand textured hair. See, back in the day, they didn't understand it and they didn't really care about it. And then when they saw companies like SoftSheen making hundreds of millions of dollars, then the mother boys thought, oh, we need to get in on this. But instead of actually formulating products for eumelanin pigmented hair, all they did was took their existing product lines, which were developed for pheal or faux melanated hair, that's level 5 and above, your light brown to natural blonde hair, right? They just took those same products and just repositioned them to the level 5 and below. And that's why you can't get any really clear, cool, healthy blondes using those products, because the products were never made for you. But I've been doing this for over 40 years. I have learned from the best. I have worked with some of the best hairstylists throughout the world. I have been trained by the best. And now I'm here to share with you my hair color knowledge on natural hair color levels 5 and below. Now that's really all minorities. And when you think about it, if you add all the minorities together around the world, then we're really the majority. I mean, eumelanin pigmented hair is levels 5 and below. That's your Eskimo, that's your East Indian, your American Indian, your Latinas, your Italians, your Africans. I mean, most of the world has hair color levels 5 and below. All these non-blacks you see walking around with that beautiful blonde hair color, they weren't born like that. It takes a lot of money to create healthy blonde hair color, and it takes a lot of money to maintain healthy blonde hair color. You can't use the same products from Costco to maintain platinum blonde hair. Now we're going to leave this on for 25 minutes. We're going to leave the ends out, and we're going to mix a new bowl of hair color toner. Why is that? Because hair color has an expiration. The minute you mix it, the hair color is most potent. Over time, it loses its ability to do its thing, whether it's lifting or depositing. I included this slide again because when we make a new bowl of hair color, we add all of the ingredients that we added to the first bowl. We add the bond builders, we add the collagen powder, and we also mix with the 10 volume developer. On this time, you don't process with heat. No plastic cap, no heat lamps, no hair dryer. You don't need any of that. Back in the day, right, the dye molecules, the size of the molecules were so large that you needed to add a plastic cap or some kind of heat source to get those molecules to penetrate. Well, this is the 21st century and we have nanotechnology. So for professional products, you don't need to do anything to help them along. You really need to follow the direction of the manufacturer. A lot of times I'll see stylists, they'll mix products like they'll use maybe a Joico hair color product and maybe they'll use a Schwarzkopf developer. Well, Schwarzkopf developers are the best. You can mix them with anything and it will work. But say, for instance, if you mix it a Wella developer with the Joico, chances are it won't work. Why? Because the color product and the developers, they're calibrated to work together. So when you start using other manufacturer products, you don't get the same result. And I know this from experience. I'm a professional, and there's sometimes when I run out of product, right, and I try to substitute for what I have on hand. And I know from experience, yeah, you'll get the lift, you'll get the tone, but you won't get the elevated lift and the sophisticated tone that you were going for. I included this graphic to reiterate where this demi-permanent hair color is going. It's going to the cuticle layers on the outside of the hair. Can you see that? Do you understand that? If you have any questions about the biology of hair or the structure of hair, please leave us the questions in the comments below. I continue applying the hair color toner to the hair. I'm applying the second bowl of toner from the roots to the ends. It's going to give those roots a little kick and it's going to blend and tone out the ends so they're going to end up balanced. You can't just apply hair color toner from a bottle from roots to ends and think it's going to end up beautiful, symmetrically balanced hair color. No, you have to understand the hair's porosity. And if you watch any of my old videos, then you know I'm all about porosity because that's the only time porosity matters is when you're dealing with hair color. The porosity contributes to the way the hair absorbs the hair color product. And when you understand the client's porosity, then you know what strength developer to use. You will know what timing to use for the products. And this is what we get into, what we go way deep into in our hair color masterclass. You can join us on our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com. I know from experience that a lot of really talented stylists, they don't know anything about hair color. I mean, now in 2024, sure, they can run some bleach through the hair and lift it to a level 8 and then drop a crazy color on it and turn it blue or green or, orange or purple. But that's not really hair color. That's not professional hair color. I mean, anyone at home could do that. If you're a professional cosmetologist, a professional hairstylist, and you do black hair, you really need to level up your skills. Like I said before, there are so many new technologies. There are so many new products. And if you're a hairdresser that shops at Sally's or the Koreans, then you don't even know about these new products. Back in the day, they had professional magazines. Remember Shop Talk? I think they have a Shop Talk out now, but it has nothing to do with professional cosmetology. I mean, you still have your traditional Caucasian salon, what is modern salon and American salon, but they don't really speak to us. They don't really speak to the level 5 and below eumelanin pigmented textured hair. I kind of went off script and forgot to talk about those ear protectors, but you know what they are. You can get them on our platform at Beauty Wellness Hair Care. What's happening right here is I'm allowing the product to work. Remember I told you we had to wait an additional 20 minutes for the second bowl of toner to process. And as a hairstylist, that's like the hardest thing for me to do is just wait. So what I do in between while the client is processing, I go and clean up. I clean up the hair color bowls, the brushes, I clean around my station, and I clean out the shampoo bowl. So when I go to rinse her out, the bowl is clean. I always tone hair with a demi-permanent hair color. They are ideal for toning blondes and highlighted hair, and they neutralize the unwanted tones. Now, I always rinse the hair color toner out with cool water, and I do not shampoo. You don't want to rinse the dye molecules or all of those good conditioners, the collagen and the B3, out with the shampoo. You don't want to rinse them out. I applied the Joico leave-in reconstructor. You know that's my go-to. I use that on myself. I wouldn't do my hair if I didn't have that. I dried her under an ionic hair dryer. And this is the result. Isn't it sophisticated? Isn't it elevated? Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut her. We're going to do that in a different video, but I wanted to just drop a little preview on you. I always cut textured hair with a razor. Now I see a lot of those coily, curly haircuts where they take individual strands and cut the hair dry. No. We go deeper into this in our textured hair master class, a hair cutting class. Right here, I'm demonstrating how you change the razor. I remember I told my niece I wanted to cut her hair with a razor, and she thought I was talking about a shaving razor, a razor that you use to shave your legs. No, cutting with a razor is the best hair cutting tool because you can change the blades so that the blades are always super, super sharp. And with thick, coily, textured hair, you don't want to cut the ends off bluntly. You want to cut the ends, the tips, at an angle so that the coily hair will curve. When you cut curly hair straight across with scissors, what you do is you blunt the ends and you cause coily hair to poof out like the ends of a broom. You really need to get into cutting the hair with a razor. And at Beauty Wellness Hair Care, we can help you get there. We actually have a stacked bob haircutting video that you can rent and learn how to do the haircut. And it's all done with the razor. On our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com/buy hair videos. We have several videos that take you through the platinum blonde hair color, as well as all the products we use, the timing. It's amazing. We have haircuts and we have hair cutting videos. Just go to beautywellnesshaircare.com/buy hair videos. Look at that nape line. Look how soft and feminine it is. I really don't like that hard edge from the 90s where they used to use the clippers to edge up. It looked like somebody right from boot camp. I like to leave a soft edge that's feminine, that's touchable and realistic. I finished with our Nourishing Lipid Serum. I use this all throughout the process. Before I applied the toner, after I did the bleach, before I did the bleach. It really replenishes our hair's natural lipids. Did you know inside of our hair we have natural lipids that give our hair its elasticity? You can burn and damage the hair with tools and bleach and hair color, and that will destroy the natural lipids. That's why bleached hair always look fried, because they destroyed the natural lipids and they didn't replace them. You can buy the Nourishing Lipid Serum on our platform at beautywellnesshaircare.com. Click the subscribe button, click the bell, give us a thumbs up so you can be the first to be notified when our next video drop, which is the full razor haircut.